And I remember I used that to coin a title for one of the abstracts I submitted 2011 to say, dung business is cool business, something like that. Dung business, because I was trying to speak about cow dung. I was in India at that time and I saw that every household had at least a head of buffalo or a cow. And you know how much of gas they release, and we talk about the greenhouse effect. If every household had a cow, and some of them have 2, 11, 20 bigger, then what is the waste, the impact on climate change? And this time around, we are in Ibadan. Luckily, this outfit is here in Ibadan. And they had the challenge to see how waste litter many places across the city of Ibadan, the largest city in Africa, I think. So now they are working, they've been working for some years now, I guess up to 3 to 5 years, trying to bring to the fore how to apply tech to cleaning up waste in Oyo State, beginning from Ibadan. Please signal to me if you are ready. Media, not yet. Okay, so Waste Wealth is hoping to do cleanup of waste, and beyond that, to make money from it, so that each person can have the access to call on them to move their waste on a regular basis. And that way they make some subscription. And beyond clearing the waste, they want to see how to turn that waste to some other useful product, value addition. You may begin to wonder what values can come from waste. You can use it to light up lamps, you can use it to generate fuel, to generate organic biofertilizers and other things. So the representative will come up to tell us a lot more about what they do. And one other interesting thing is he is of pharmacy background. He's a pharmacist. So you're wondering what is he doing dealing with waste? His name is pharmacist Salahuddin Abdulaziz. And he has a team that they are doing a lot of work. And one reason we asked them to come around this time is to see the business model behind what they do and how far they have gone. Because they have been a friend of Images for some time. I want to see how far they have gone with all the work they do, the prototyping, looking for funding, and pushing out the product in market. I will speak about the other presenters too. Following after Waste Wealth will be HS Projects Technologies, also here in Ibadan, ably represented by Mrs. Cecilia Adenusi. Some of us already know her, so she will be talking about what they do in their outfit, or we call it a hub also, how they are applying technology in a way that moves forward national development. They have an outfit where they teach young people, enthusiasts, no matter the age, about coding, AI, IoT, machine learning, different things, gamification, and all. They are also a friend of Images Initiative. And then later on, we are allowed to speak to us the country director of Nigeria RAIN, that's Dr. Olushola Ayola. He is busy with another meeting outside the country, but he will create time to address us very shortly. Waste Wealth, are you set now? Okay, please come up. Let's put our hands together for pharmacist Salahuddin Abdulaziz.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Abdulaziz Salahuddin, and I welcome everyone, Daniel. Looking at this image, you might be looking at it that what really lies behind. But the common thing is that behind every cloud lies a silver lining. You might be thinking about that. You might even be thinking it is gold. We are probably true. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. In this shadow sculpture, Tim Noble and Sir Webster, they gathered their waste for 1 month and they were able to produce this shadow sculpture. It's not real, just a shadow sculpture of their waste. So every day that we move around, as we relax, we eat at home, we go on the streets, we are all of us accumulating waste. This is just the waste of 2 individuals alone. Let us imagine in the next few days now that we are spending in this conference, from now to Friday, probably you can even gather our waste together that will be generating from here and make a shadow sculpture from this. Next slide, please. So, how do we manage our wastes? In our homes, we dump them in waste bins. And these waste bins are overflowing. The waste collectors are not coming at the right time. They are very erratic, and that is their own custom. For people who cannot, probably, they don't even have access to waste bins, they use scavengers, all these bowlers or malanke. But people that don't have that, or even in some estates, they've been banned from estate because they are known to thief, to steal stuff. And people who don't have the chill, they go on road medians to drop their waste, some burn their waste, and some even bury it. Next slide. But out of this waste that's been collected, sadly, just 30% of this waste is managed in the right way in Nigeria right now. Out of 100% of the waste, 70% are disposed anyhow. And some of them are taken to the landfill. If probably you know any landfill in Ibadan, you can go to Lapite, you can go to Rajakanga, so all those landfills. For you to know the level of dilatation in those areas, you have to visit them to know exactly what is happening there. But, next slide. As we are faced with these myriad of problems, the most important question is that, how do we dispose of our wastes in a circular manner that is very efficient and okay for everyone? Next slide. We have heard of so many stuff. The 3R, we have about reduce, reuse, and recycle. That is very common. Another one now is refuse. But think about it. What if we can do much more better to dispose of our waste? And that is why Waste Stewards is here to do. We are here to make sure that waste disposal is circular and waste is truly, as a resource, valuable one to everyone and not just a body. Next slide. With our solution, we tackle the problem of waste. The previous slide, please. Yeah. With our solution, we tackle the problem of waste disposal at source. We make waste disposal to be as easy as ordering an Uber. You can just imagine the experience of ordering an Uber and disposing of your waste. That's exactly what we are looking at. We connect the waste collectors to the waste producers together very seamlessly. Next slide. With just few clicks, you can go on your phone and order for your waste to be disposed of easily, anytime and anywhere you are, just like Uber, or even much more better experience than you have in Uber. Next slide. This process can be achieved in 3 simple steps. Enter your details of your waste, your location details, select the time that you want your waste to be collected, make your payment, and that's all. You are experiencing an experience in which it is very seamless for you to dispose of your waste. The issue of being attached to just one waste collector in your area, just one waste collector, you'll be calling them on phone, you'll be begging them, please come and collect my waste. The issue of that is eradicated. You can imagine this as being a deregulated environment, not petroleum deregulation now, but a deregulated environment. Next slide, please. To even make it more simpler and more accessible, we are keen on using USSD, such that you can just go on your phone, *1234*, and you may order for your waste to be collected easily. So you don't even need to have an Android phone or iPhone for you to dispose of your waste. Next slide. Now, you might be wondering, with these solutions, are we just about on-demand waste collection? Because technically what I just described earlier is only about on-demand waste collection. And right here in this conference, we are talking about robotics, machine learning, technology. So we are not just about that. Next slide. For us, we have 3 innovative tools. We have a smart waste bin, we have an eco wall, and we have the third one, the money bike. Those are the names. All these 3 tools are developed by us, not just that we just go to China, someone designed it for us. No, all these things were developed by the Waste World team. But because of this conference, I'll be focusing only on the smart waste bin. And that is because, we are very keen on intellectual property. We have the patents for the smart waste bin already, so we don't have the one for this eco wall and the money bike, so I cannot disclose some features of those 2 other bikes. Next slide, please. Now, this is the ribbons. It has 2 compartments for organic and inorganic wastes. In the circular opening, you can easily drop your inorganic wastes, and in the rectangular opening, you can drop your organic wastes. And it is embedded with the IoT system such that you can know the level of waste whenever it is filled up. So you don't need to call that your waste is filled up for us to come and collect your waste. We know when it is filled up and we come collect it at the appropriate time. But with this smart waste bin, from the tip of your hand, you can go to your dashboard on your web app, you can know the quantity of waste that you dispose of, you can know the amount of waste that was recycled, that was diverted from the landfills, you can know your carbon footprints from our system right here. And also is that this is not just about waste bin alone, it's also a security system. Inside there we have a discrete camera system such that you can know if there's any intruder in your house, but I will not be disclosing where the camera is located, but this thing has a camera such that we can know if at all anybody comes around your house to see who exactly it is, and it will notify the security people for them to come around and get the person arrested. Next slide. Now, with all we've said so far, how far have we gone at Waste World? Next slide. First is that Waste World is not just the common waste collector around that you see. We are data driven. With our solution, we can answer all the questions about why, where, when, who. You can say that, okay, this waste was disposed by this person, who disposed it of, where was it disposed of, what exactly is the content of that waste. We can give all those facts within our system. Next slide. In addition is that you hear about giving people points, but our own is that it is gamified rewarding system. You are not just collecting points, which you call wasting points, but it is gamified. So you are disposing of your waste just like you are playing a game. We gamify the environment, and also we have a leaderboard. For example now, if you have this smart waste in Lee City University, people within this area can know exactly, okay, am I on the number 1 list, or number 2 list, or number 3 list of people that are recycling their waste appropriately. So it is gamified and it has a leaderboard. Next slide. Finally, which give us leverage of being the Uber of waste is that we are asset light. Around June last year, we ran an experiment on Facebook, and we said, if you have a truck and you want to use to collect wastes, please signify. We're able to see that there are so many people that have trucks that want to use to dispose of waste, but the system currently, as it runs, doesn't favor them, and that is what Waste World comes in. For us at Waste World, we don't need to buy any truck, and we are not buying any truck. We leverage on trucks of people already to go and collect this waste and get it disposed. So we are the Uber of waste. We are not the one owning all those vehicles, but we are leveraging on the trucks of other people. Therefore, we are creating even more money in the ecosystem. People that have trucks that they park already, that's not working optimally, can make more money from this system. Next slide. Now, how far have we gone? Next slide. Firstly is that our MVP is ready, the web app of our system is ready, and it's ready for deployment and launching. Next slide. Also is that our smart waste bin, like I said earlier, has been patented. So it's not something like, being a patent means it has not ever been produced by anyone. It is novel, it is new. So our smart waste bin has been patented and we are covered intellectually. That's why I was able to disclose all those stuff to everyone here today, because this is the first time of me doing this in a conference like this, because we have to get the patent before doing that, and it has patented. But for the alcohol and the bike, we are working on that patent. That's why I was not able to talk more about those other two. Next slide. Also is that in a project sponsored by UK8 last year, we emerged as one of the top 50 finalists in the competition. And I'm also aware that Leeds University is one of the partners in that particular program. So it is sponsored by UK8, but domiciled at the University of Lagos. So we emerged as one of the top 50 participants for that competition. Next slide. So December last year, I was also at the United Nations House in a program sponsored by the World Intellectual Property Organization in Nigeria, and we emerged as one of the finalists in that particular program. It's a collection of intellectual property across Nigeria, and we emerged as one of the top participants. Next slide. In addition, previous slide please. In addition, a program was held at Riyadh, Saudi Arabia 2 months ago, and we emerged also as one of the finalists of that particular program. It is a competition on innovation and development for sustainability, and we emerged as one of the top finalists in that program. Right now, next slide. Right now we are in talks with the Oyo State government, in advanced talks with the Oyo State government, for us to have the launching here in Ibadan. So we are, our solution is disruptive, it's not something normal. So we are trying to make sure that we navigate the regulatory environment very well for us to have the approval necessary for us to deploy. Next slide. But while we are waiting for this approval, we are launching a simulation. If at all you are living in Ibadan, be on the lookout from your radio stations, from your social media platform for our simulation in the next few. We are scheduled to launch for the simulation by June 15th for 1 month, just to have a simulation of this particular solution. So be on the lookout for the simulation. Next slide. This solution is not just a 1 month team. We are a team of 5, and I happen to be the team lead and the founder of the Waste Awards team. And we also have experience across software development, embedded system, product design, engineering, and across board. Also, we have been advised by top industry experts, and right here we have Dr. Gizan Ajayi. Thank you so much for your support so far, sir. And also we have, Waste Awards is a global company, not just it. We are not just about Nigeria alone. We are a global company, and we have expertise across United States, Canada, and the UK. Next slide. As I close today, let me remind you once again that Waste Awards, you can put it in your pocket, that is the greatest company in the making. And the reason is because for every great company out there, just look at it. Every great company makes every other person also to make more money. Look at MTN. MTN alone is not the one making the money. All the people selling credits, selling vouchers, they're also making more money. All these mono platforms, they're making money. And that is exactly what Waste is all about. Government is making more revenue because all those truck owners, you pay for acne permits and other stuff. All these scavengers that you see around, all these Omolanke and Bola, we are coming to regularize them. The truck owners, they make more money, everyone make more money, and everyone will be happy. Next slide. Now, the question that I started with, what lies behind the image? Next slide. What lies behind is simply wealth. The common adage is that waste is wealth. And that is what Waste World is coming on board to realize. Currently, as I speak to you, waste is wealth, but for some people, if you know, waste is truly wealth, but for some people, not for the waste producers. So we make waste to be wealth for the waste producers, we make waste to be wealth for the scavengers, for the government, for the recyclers themselves, for the upcyclers, and for we also at Waste World. Everyone we make more money from waste, and that adage will truly come to pass. Next slide. So thank you so much for listening, and you can go ahead on any social media platform, search for Waste World, and be sure to follow us and serve as our evangelists. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for sharing your journey with us at this conference. Please, I don't know if you have noted down certain questions for him. He's still going to be around for a few more minutes or a few hours, and then we entertain questions, because there's still going to be a technical session that all the presenters will be here, invited up here, and then we discuss more robustly. As he was talking, I was thinking of a few things, let's say 2 or 3, and the first one is my experience in India again. You enter, I think the same thing happens in some areas in Nigeria. You enter a very posh restaurant, please don't go to the backyard. Don't go behind. Enjoy the view, enjoy the coziness, enjoy the AC. Don't go to where they wash the plates. Don't go to where they throw away the pass me ajeku, the one they bag for dogs, the one they bag for, don't go there. Even when we go to parties and you're not one of those people who got the first plate, you don't want to see how they wipe the used plate with a serviette and then clean the spoons before they put your food and give back to you. You don't want to see, but just see the aesthetics of the meal and enjoy yourself. And on the second note, I would like to quickly ask, is there anyone who wants to join in the gathering of waste? Because now we have listened to him and he has told us that his dignity in waste management. I see people who gather batteries, used batteries, AA batteries, wristwatch batteries, wall clock batteries. All you have to do is put a big transparent keg, maybe from all this water dispenser, and keep it open. I have used batteries in my house. As I'm entering your office, I drop them. Some people gather buttons from old cloths. They drop them there. Some people gather lid of PET bottles, and they drop them there. So it's as good as sorting. So I think waste management has some dignity. So let us be proud to keep our environment clean. And like the team said, it's about chemical waste. So we are doing ourselves a lot of good if we join in this fight against indiscriminate waste disposal. So once again, thank you, the manager of Waste Wealth, the CEO, our pharmacist turned